What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Kory Willis. Hope everyone out there is doing well on a Friday, getting ready for a great weekend out there. I hope you guys, wherever you're at, hope you're staying in, bundling up. It's been a heck of a week of cold weather in the country. So yeah, guys, if you're uh, if you've been bundling up, staying warm, hope you guys have been continuing to do that because I know there's a lot of bad weather, a lot of cold weather um, going towards like the Carolinas and everything, and even some coming up in the state of Florida. Good friend
Yeah.
Chris knows all about that. So hope you guys are staying
Look,
warm.
the people freaking out this way.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it's been a while. It's been wild, Chris, in terms of the weather that we've been receiving in the country. So overall, guys, I hope you all have been keeping it together, stocking up on food and everything, and just spending time with your loved ones and staying out of the bitter cold. Yeah. As always, guys, we appreciate you all tapping in with Chris and I here on the Breakdown Sportscast. If you want to follow the channel, you can follow us on a bevy of social media applications. If we're on X, we're on Instagram, TikTok at BD Sportscast. You can find all of our content there. If you want to listen to all of our past and present episodes of the Breakdown Sportscast, you can listen to us via podcast on wherever you listen to your podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it, we're on there. Just type in the show's name and you can find all of our episodes there. And as always, guys, we appreciate you listening to us here on our official YouTube channel and our official Twitch channel at Breakdown Video Game Cast. Chris and I sometimes like to play a little college football 26. We'll be waiting for that 27 sooner rather than later.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, guys, just definitely follow the show. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, trying to make that milestone. We're working on it. If you can do what you can, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, let your friends and family know about the Breakdown Sportscast and what we do here. We're trying to bring some of the best topics of college football year in and year out. It doesn't matter if it is the off season. Me and Chris, we have you covered here. Yeah, we're hoping to do some big things for the channel here in 2026. So, yeah, guys, as always, we appreciate all of your support with the show. As always, guys, you know who I'm with. I'm here with my good friend, Chris Bolton. Chris, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, nothing much, Kory. I'm doing just fine, bro. Hanging in here. Like you said, getting ready for this cold. That's I ain't gonna say it's on the horizon. I step outside, boy. Hey, I'm gonna feel it. It's that cold ain't playing no games.
No, no.
Just like college football right now. No games getting played.
Literally, no games get played. We are literally in all season right now, and now the cold weather has tapped in, and they say now it's my season.
Yeah. So no, it's gonna be quite interesting. We'll see how these Floridians react to the weather this weekend. But yeah, otherwise, man, everything is good over here.
Nice. That's good, man. It's good. Like I said, guys, yeah, it's just been crazy last couple of days of just weather in terms of the bitter cold. You know, what I mean, like we're talking about crazy temperatures all the way up to like New York City, Boston areas and stuff. Like it's cold outside, Chris.
It's crazy, and the weather has been almost as crazy as the portal.
Yeah,
the transfer portal, Kory. And
yeah.
that's saying something.
It is. It is. And I mean, that's a great segue into our show. So it's not going to be a long show, folks. When we won't keep you here long, but just a couple of housekeeping items to kind of tap in with you good folks. I know it's been a minute since the national championship game. had happened and Indiana winning and all, but we still had some news and prospects in the transfer portal. Go ahead and start, Chris. We got some big names being announced going to some different teams. We'll start off with this one, Chris. Jordan Seaton. The quest to get Jordan Seaton, which was the number one offensive tackle prospect in this year's transfer portal, Chris. He finally announced a couple of days ago, several days ago, that he was taking his talents to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to join Lane Kiffin, the Lane Train and company, into what he's building down there for LSU. So now Jordan Seaton is a LSU Tiger, Chris. What are your thoughts about this? Because man, it went from him taking a visit to Mississippi State. That shocked the whole nation. They were like, why is he going there? You know, like what ties does he have to go to Mississippi State? Obviously, we're in the know, Chris. Phil Oldhort, who used to be the offensive line coach for Colorado when Jordan Seaton got there, is now at Mississippi State, along with Jeff Levy's staff. So that was the reasoning why he had visited there and he had a relationship. Some people will tell you the reason why he went to Colorado was because of Phil Oldhort and his recruiting of him. So that was one reason. But after that, he took a visit to Miami. That made Mississippi State people sweat a little bit, made the rest of the country sweat a little bit, even the LSU. And then after that, went to LSU and was apparently going to go on a visit to Oregon, Chris. And that kind of looked like it kind of got halted because as soon as he got to LSU, they made sure that he couldn't leave LSU.
I want to say they followed him to Atlanta.
Yeah. Lane got on the plane and they literally jetted to the ATL.
As soon as he met up with Jordan, he was not letting that man out of his sights.
Are you saying he locked eyes on him?
Yeah, across state lines, no, he was not. It looked like Lane Kiffin was not taking no for an answer, Kory.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. You remember when we were all, sitting at home during the pandemic? I know it was a long time ago. And we all watched that great documentary, The Last Dance, Chris. And we saw all of this crazy footage of a crazy man known as Michael Jordan. and just how locked in he was with his opponents. And even some of his comrades on the court. It didn't matter who you were. and he gave the eyes on me. That was Lane Kiffin with Jordan Seaton.
He wasn't letting them go. But look, Kory, you can't fault him. You can't fault him. This is a big year for Lane Kiffin. He has a lot to prove, especially with how Ole Miss answered after his departure. With a couple plays away from a national championship appearance, made it to the Final Four, beat Georgia without Lane Kiffin, and now Lane is entering a situation where you have the talent right there at your disposal. You got all the high school players in the state of Louisiana salivating, wanting to come to LSU. You picked up the top tackle, what a lot of people have rated as the top quarterback prospect, and you got three of the top five guys in the portal, Kory, to commit to LSU. You also got your former DN from Ole Miss, who was the top rated pass rusher, to come to LSU. So this is a big year. You have to make the playoffs. I feel like missing out on the playoffs is a disappointment. But when you make it in the playoffs, you're going to want to make some noise. These people won a national championship here, I believe, in the next 3 years, Kory, and the clock is ticking, and it starts season one, year one, and Kurt Signetti has not made it anybody's jobs in college football any easier, my brother. For him winning a national championship in 2 seasons at Indiana, Lane Kiffin is most definitely on the clock. Year one.
You're right, Chris. Like no one has any leeway anymore after what Kurt Signetti did this past season. Everyone's on the clock to get there, to hoist that national championship trophy by year's end. Yeah, it does not make anybody's job any easier, Chris. Not even the great Lane Kiffin, the Lane train. They want that train humming. As soon as those fans step into Death Valley, they want that train humming. They don't want to lose any game. They don't no excuses. I don't care who you playing this week. They want dominance. They want excellence. Like LSU fans only know how.
Yeah. And what makes it so interesting too, Kory, is Charlie Weiss Jr. stayed with the Rebs. He stayed at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people behind the scenes say that's that offense you saw from Ole Miss. That's his offense. He ain't just the OC. That's his offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lane Kiffin wasn't necessarily putting in them same hours to scheme up what you saw on Saturdays. Now he's one of the best Saturday play callers I feel like we have in the nation, Kory. But I feel like that he has a lot to prove this season too. Now, if the word is true, how good will this LSU offense, will this Lane Kiffin offense be if he ain't necessarily the one behind the scenes putting it all together? That's what I'm interested in seeing, Kory.
Yeah, that is the interesting thing, Chris. Is what can Lane do in a place like LSU where there's tons of resources? You can be a coach and that's literally in his element, and boy is Lane in his element in a place like Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at LSU. He ain't got no excuses to make. This is
It feel,
LSU.
yeah, it feel like the highs will be very high, Kory, and the lows will be very low.
That indeed. That indeed. I think that's what makes this season coming up, Chris, so engaging. I can't wait. I feel like we just need to skip everything else and just go
Skip spring
straight.
ball,
It just
skip fall, and get right into the season.
just get right into the season, just like that. I think the streets will want that. The college football streets will love. But no, Chris, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. This is something major for LSU to accomplish in getting a guy like Jordan Seaton. Look, if you want to protect a guy like Sam Levitt,
Yeah.
you want to protect his blind side, look no further than getting a big specimen like Jordan Seaton out there. One of those big uglies,
Yeah.
as they call it, on the offensive
Someone should
line.
be a Sunday player,
Yeah.
future top 10 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, a great addition to the Tigers' offense. We'll see if it all works out, Chris. I mean,
It
we'll
will.
see this whole LSU team will work out. You got Prince Will, all of these guys. Like,
Carlin Berry's back.
yeah,
Durham's back.
exactly. You got T.J. Dottery from Ole Miss. He ripped him away.
Trudez Green.
Yep. All of these players can definitely
Who is also a Sunday player.
Yeah.
Trudez is a dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, man, you got a ton of talent on this LSU squad coming in for 2026. So, we'll see what happens, Chris. It should be interesting to see. But I got to tip my cap off to Lane Kiffin for getting the job done by stay in the course. I guess he stayed to the end, even when I think a lot of LSU fans had started to count out the sweepstakes for Jordan Seaton. He stayed the course, and ultimately he won in the end.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah. But yeah, man. So that was one thing we wanted to talk about in the transfer portal, real quick, Chris, before we talk about a couple of the other topics. Yeah, we got Darian Menza, former Duke quarterback. Unfortunately, yeah, we gotta say that. After several days prior, signed a contract, stayed at Duke for the 2026 season. We're sitting here thinking, Chris, me and you like, hey, Duke, Manny Diaz might have something cooking at Duke in 2026. Well, that's
Not
going.
so fast, my
to shout out to the one true great Lee Corso, Darren Menzel now, Chris, is now a Miami Hurricane. He decided it didn't matter that he signed a contract with Duke. He was going to enter himself into the transfer portal this season, and now pretty much Duke got into an agreement with Miami to break apart. I think they also received a little bit of like money and damages. Yeah, some compensation damages off of that. Just like Ole Miss did with Prince Will and TJ Dollery. I know it's crazy world we're living in, folks. But they got all that squared away for him to enter into the transfer portal, Chris. And now he's at Miami. What are we thinking about just how all this happened, and what can we look at now with Miami going into next season with Darian Menza being QB1 for the Hurricanes next season?
Boy, this is big. Darian Menza, one of the ones. He's gonna play on Sundays. He's a future draft pick at the quarterback position. Future first rounder. High end talent, can make any throw. And now you're giving him Malachi Tony to throw the football to, Kory. Ooh-wee.
Could get ugly.
Miami gonna be right back in the playoffs.
I know. I know. It looks like that.
Yeah, no, it's tough for Duke, man. But as soon as I seen that he was at what was it, that 112 spot out there in Miami with Adrian James.
Oh yeah.
It was a wrap. It was a wrap. It was a wrap.
They already had him in his grass.
Yeah, man. So it's a great pickup for Miami. Menza's a great player, young too. Still, I believe this is gonna be a sophomore year.
I think so.
I believe he's gonna be a sophomore. Like he could be the QB for a couple of seasons.
Let me check
for the Canes. So
he's a red shirt junior. So I think next year he will officially be a red shirt senior.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what it looks like, because 2023, 2024 spent his pretty much his freshman and sophomore year academically at Tulane. Was redshirted in 2023. So yeah, he will be a red shirt senior. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
He technically may have 2 years, but I don't expect him to be there that long.
Oh, he's gonna go pro after this. After this one,
most definitely.
But he's a dog though. He's a dog, and Miami just Miami ain't going nowhere, man. Get used to the Canes being right back in the mix. Yeah. So shout out to Miami for making it happen. Tough L for Duke. You think you got the kid out of Tulane. You think he gonna show you some loyalty. Y'all gave him a chance and broke bread with him. He done recommitted to you. But this college football game, Kory, it's a little dirty business going on behind the scenes.
Dirty, boy. That's almost like an understatement now. What we're seeing, boy, this is
It's real
borderline.
shiesty out
I
here.
know. I'm telling you, man. Shoes. I think some of this stuff need to be on NCIS with what we're doing, man. We're having all kind of extortioning going on in college football. What's going on? What's going on with the sport?
These agents, boy, they find themselves in some situations.
Oh man, I'm telling you, this is getting crazy out here, folks. So yeah, Chris. Yeah, it's crazy how we got here. It's the world we're living in. We've talked about this ad nauseum, Chris. It's college football personified in 2026
Mm-hmm.
and beyond now. So it's just what it is with the transfer portal, NIL, all of that stuff. It's just a smorgasbord of these things happening, and it's all more reasons why we need a college football commissioner, and the NCAA needs to appoint one very fast, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it should be Nick Saban, but who said Nick want to work hard anymore?
You doing pretty well on college game day every season. Now, you
Yeah.
ain't got to do much. You watch
Nick said, I'm
Pat
trying to
McAfee.
get away from the portal. I ain't trying to get back. I got to wait for this for a reason. I'm not trying to get back involved with monitoring this.
Yeah. Like, look, I'd much rather, sit on this chair on Saturday mornings, watch Pat McAfee take off his shirt, swing it around, like the shirtless bros, near at the top of the decks every Saturday.
I say we elect Josh Pate as college football commissioner. Kory.
There we go.
I like what Josh Pate does. I think he'll be a sound voice. If either myself or if we can't be the commissioner of college football, then I'll stand here and appoint Josh Pate as our number one prospect to be such.
Oh man, talk about his crowning achievement right there. I would shake that man's hand and look at him straight in the eyes and just be like, look, you have saved this sport.
We'll be in good hands if Josh Pate is the commissioner. I give him his flowers, and Joel Klatt too. We'll do a good service to the game.
Yeah. Co-commissioner of college football. I think that's what we need. We need some bright minds in the game right now, Chris, because Lord knows we struggling for them.
It's rough right now. They're trying to expand the playoff to 24 teams, man. That's enough. That's beyond enough.
Yeah,
it's a participation tournament at that point.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. So, yeah, it's just interesting to see what's going to happen with Darian Menza being now at Miami playing for the Hurricanes. But hey, I gotta tip my cap off to Mario Cristobal and company. They know how to restore order in terms of that quarterback position and get a leading candidate to be QB1 down there, Coral Gabriel. So we'll see what happens in 2026 indeed. But crazy story nonetheless about getting a guy like Darian Menza. Great prospect. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the other team that's been hosted since we're talking about the portal? I know we was going to get to. We had discussions about it. You think it might as well transition into that before we go into the other activities?
Well, yeah. We were gonna talk about the Senior Bowl, but I think we might as well should just get into it, Chris. Like, why not? We can go ahead and switch this thing up for the good folks at home. So, several days ago, not too long ago, Dabo Swinney, makes a whole press conference. He decided to wake up, put on a nice Clemson button up, Chris. Bring out the
media know. Hey, I'm gonna be talking here at 12 noon, 11 Central.
Come on out, pull up. That's exactly what he said. So he has his press conference, Chris. And everyone's thinking about like, hey, what Dabo has on his mind? What he's talking about? Is he giving the media a, a stern talking to about this past season? What's going on? So sits down, talks to the media about an incident involving one of his players. Can't remember the gentleman's name if I can find it. Luke Farrelly went into the transfer portal, and I think this was after him signing a contract to stay at Clemson, if I'm not mistaken. Luke Farrelly signs a contract, wants to stay at Clemson. Dabo comes out and says that Ole Miss and Pete Golden, brand new head coach
Pete.
brand new head coach at Clemson, at Ole Miss.
Yes.
Pete Golden, allegedly texts his student Luke Farrelly during class, asking him about entering into the transfer portal after he just shut everything down, made his pledge to stay at Clemson, and the guy goes into the transfer portal. Everyone, including Dabo Swinney, is flabbergasted at why this guy just leaves, just flat out, and wants to enter into the portal. After all of that hard work, the guy just poof vanishes, and has receipts about the meetings, or about the discussions that both Luke and Pete Golden and Ole Miss staff had in regards to his NIL and what the buyout was. And I have this article coming from MississippiToday.org. Brett Martell. It was corroborated through Associated Press, but he wrote the article, and it's under Mississippi Today. I'll link this underneath the description, folks, if you all want to read it. But Dabo Swinney, he was very hot, Chris. He relayed all of this information, and I got one quote here where he says, "If this happened in the NFL, which is an actual league with rules, they would be fine. They would take draft picks. They hit the cap, whatever. This is such a terrible example of young coaches in this profession. To me, this situation is like having an affair on your honeymoon." He really took it there, Chris. He really took it there. He started talking about honeymoons being made. What are your thoughts about this mess, Chris? Because I thought it was a mess when I first heard it. When I sat down and really delved into all of this, I said it's still a mess. And I'm going to still say it's a mess right now while we're talking about it right here.
If it's one thing Dabo gonna do, he gonna stand on business, Kory.
I thought you were going to say he stir that pot.
Oh. And I just think about that Drewski meme when he walked up on all them dudes. I'm a one-man army, and I stand on business. That's Dabo. Dabo stand on business. You know what I'm saying? He already ain't want to get involved with the portal. He could do. That's the last thing he want going on right now. He can't stand the transfer. He couldn't stand the transfer portal before this happened. You think this man care about the transfer portal now? Y'all out here telling my players after they done committed to us, after he done said I'm with you, coach. You gonna text my boys trying to poach them from me? And Dabo Swinney, national championship winning coach. What? The man that slayed the dragon that was out here was giving Nick Saban L's, and if Nick Saban won the game, the show wasn't easy. It was always a battle. You telling me you gonna come Ole Miss? Gonna come step on my turf and take my players? Oh, I understand exactly where Dabo Swinney mind went. Yeah, no. It's. I mean, it is what it is, Kory. This is happening all over the country. These boys, but they already know where they're going before they hit the portal. The portal is just them officially saying, "I'm out." They already knew where they were heading to before they stepped in that portal. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the straight cold reality of it. These guys ain't going in the portal to find out where they're gonna play at. They already know where they already got their top five set before they get in the portal. So yeah, it's a cold game out here, man. You kind of feel I feel a little bit for Dabo because Dabo really is a man of integrity. It seems like everything you ain't seen nobody out here pulling his card. Everything he say, you know what I'm saying, he mean it. So I mean, it's tough for him because he really ain't trying to adapt to this foolishness. He don't want to play dirty. He wants to just go out here and coach football games and get his players right, send them on to be good men and get wins in the process. Um, and that ain't necessarily everybody's same agenda, or they might have the same. They might want to do the same things, but not necessarily in that order. So it's tough out here, man, for someone like Dabo Sweeney, but that's just how the game is, man. It's like the wire to me, Kory. It's like when Marlo stepped on the block. Avon and Stringer was doing it one way. Marlo took the game to another level. And Slim Charles said, "See, the thing about the old days is they the old days.
They the old days.
They the old days, Dabo. It ain't the old days no more."
Oh man, oh man, and you know, I commend Dabo for wanting to, you know, stick to the roots, Chris. You know, do it, you know, his way, the
like
hard
Bodie.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, grind his teeth. You know, like, you know, we always tell, you know, people, you know, coming up, you know, trying to be something. You know, you gotta start off somewhere. You gotta start off small before you can grow into a wide, big building or a skyscraper and stand tall and be successful. You know, whichever you know analogy you want to put to this, but yeah, you know, Dabo wanted to do it, you know, his way. He wants to do it his way. And college football, in the way it is right now, Chris, it these coaches are saying, I'm done with that. I'm done doing it the nice way. It's time to do it my way. It's time to do it the NIL way. You know what I'm saying? So, or I'm gonna be on the highway looking for another
in the
job.
morning, put that shiesty on, and get to it.
Yeah, no, like it's just what it is, you know. So yeah, it's crazy, Chris, that you know Dabo has to you know get on the podium and discuss all of this, have receipts, mention that you know he's trying to you know do things the right way while understanding that this is the new era of college football, and unfortunate that it may sound, nothing's going to happen, unfortunately, for him to feel vindicated. You know, I think this is something that he would definitely want. I think this is definitely something that you know other teams would inspire to you know be heard of in terms of all of this, because this is going on everywhere around the country right now. This isn't just going on at little old Clemson. And you know, yeah, I'm not calling Clemson the little guy. They won national championships, um, but it's not just happening in a place like Clemson. It's happening everywhere. It's happening at Mississippi State. It's happening at NC States. Um, even some of the Group of Five schools are reeling through
Yeah.
it. Some of their best players leaving programs, going into these Power Five programs and other places. It is just what you said, Chris. These guys already know where they want to go, and along with that, coaches already know how to finagle the system when it's convenient for them. And there's no true answer to you know fixing any of this because there's really no rules set in place on any of this. It is what it is. So it's just the world we're living in right now, and it's what Dabo now that he knows, it's just something that he has to look out for. So that's what it is.
That's just the way it is.
Yes. Things would never
Things
be
never
the
would be the
same.
same.
Oh man. Shout out Tupac. Oh man. But yeah. It is what it is, Chris. Like I said, we'll see what happens. In terms of
But
we'll see what happens in terms of what may happen in the future with players deciding to do this after signing. We talked about Darren Menza. We talked about the quarterback from Washington. All of that. It's definitely uncharted territories that we're in right now.
yeah, definitely. Tough, tough, man. It's tough being trying to be a competitive program in college football, man. Like it's vultures out here. They ain't playing no games. These coaches lurking in the water, trying to ready to catch you slipping.
Oh yeah. They look they are lurking. Like they literally like Jaws right now in the water, just waiting for another transfer portal athlete to just show up and then chop. We got him. We got him. That was Ole Miss during this situation. So, hey, look, Pete Golding's trying to win. Ole Miss people are inspired now. They're saying like, hell, we got this far. Who say we can't do this? We can't win it all. Look,
they smelling themselves.
yeah, they feel themselves right now. Like, look, if Indiana can do it, we can do it. Goddamn. So, yeah, this is the era that we're in. We're gonna see a lot of hitting people below the belt to win out on some of these battles for players. And yeah, it's gonna get crazier, Chris. Before I think it gets any better.
Yeah.
So we will see what happens indeed. But last topic, Chris, before we head out of here. We got Senior Bowl practices that's been going on. Delve into it. Got some good prospects, into the fold. You got Diego Pavia. He's been talking, Chris. That Diego Pavia has been talking.
He's gonna always talk.
He's gonna always talk. And hey, and look, I give him his flowers by backing up what he preaches. He thinks he's gonna be he thinks he's the best quarterback in this Senior Bowl. And look, I believe him. I think he brings something to the table. We'll see what happens as we get nearer to towards the NFL draft as that kind of comes into fruition. But what were your thoughts so far in terms of seeing guys like Garrett Nussmeier, Diego Pavia, a couple others into the fold during Senior Bowl practices, getting ready for the Senior Bowl game?
Yeah, I saw some of the film, and my boy Barryon Brown, someone that still super high on Kory. I don't know where he will fall when it comes to where he'll be selected in this NFL draft. I know the season was disappointing, but I don't think it was to his fault at all. I think this LSU offense was a disservice to him. He came to LSU for a reason. Thought he was going to be able to really showcase his abilities. Well, he's doing so in practice now. He's taking ankles. I don't know if you saw the film now. He took I believe it was a corner from Texas, took his ankles out there and on one-on-ones. So I still believe in Barryon Brown. You can't teach speed, that the speed he has. He's proven to be able to catch the ball as well. And I feel like he mess around and goes to the right team, and they have a good, wide receivers coach, a good offensive scheme. Barryon Brown might be someone who's a gem in this draft, Kory. Just that God given ability, it's hard to find.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Chris. And look, in a draft that I think that's very rich in wide receivers, I think Barron Brown is one of the best coming into this draft. I think yeah, he has a lot to prove. And look, the Senior Bowl always brings out the best competition. You got a group of guys that have been in programs for years now. Now this is the time to put it all on the line. The showcase to these NFL scouts that have been looking at you for years. That hey, I deserve to be a top pick. I deserve first, second round, even third round money. This is that time to showcase that. So, yeah, I think Barron Brown, you're absolutely right, Chris. He has a lot going for him, and yeah, we'll see what happens in terms of what he looks like during the Senior Bowl and just moving forward heading into the draft. But so many other players, Chris. So many other players in this thing that I want to see. Aaron Anderson, another wide receiver from LSU, he's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So Luke Altmaier, I want to see what he has to bring to the table. I think Luke Altmaier is a heck of a player.
I do too. I wonder where he will end up being drafted. I could see him. Honestly, I could see him as a 49er. I could see him being a late pick, depending on just how this draft unfolds and how teams view him. I
Mm-hmm.
could see him maybe being a guy that goes to like a Kyle Shanahan late in the draft, and he's able to groom him up. And if anything happens to Purdy, you're able to call up Luke Altmaier to run the offense. I think he would do well under Kyle Shanahan. So I would like to see that happen personally as a 49ers fan. Just as a little insurance policy for our quarterback room.
Yeah, yeah. Well, why not? Why? Look, you trying to find good enough talent to really be competitive in the league that the 49ers are in. They need that. So yeah, I think you'll see a bevy of teams, Chris, looking heavily into this roster of talent. I'm just like looking at it right now. So many guys that's going to be in this. Um, yeah, I think this will be a fun day to see um, who rises uh,
Mm-hmm.
to the occasion. I think the Senior Bowl is a great place to show that. That and the East West Shrine game. Those are premier bowls where people can show off their talent. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
hmm So yeah, man. Well, it, other than that, Chris, I don't really have anything else to talk about there. I know we'll watch the game. We'll definitely talk about it next time we come back here on the program. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for today's show. We're happy you guys got a chance to hang out with Chris and I talking about all this stuff that's been going on. Look, Chris and I told you it the season might stop, but the news won't stop, and we won't stop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly, man. Um, so yeah, it's just a lot of stuff going on in the background, in terms of things going on in college football, different updates, and yeah, we'll definitely be here to discuss those things, and we'll try to discuss a lot of stuff this year with some other um, content creators. Hey, if we can try to link up with them and talk to them about their prospective schools,
Mm-hmm.
how they're feeling about some of the changes that are going on around college football and just the 2026 season overall and what their outlooks are. So that's something that we want to work on this year. So hopefully we can do that. We'll definitely bring that content to you all. So, but yeah, Chris, that is it. Got some outros before we head out of here. I'll let you go first. Let the good folks know where they can find you on social media.
Yes, sir. You can find me on X at Chris_Bolton_12 and on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, folks, you can find me on X as well at Listen to KSW. On there talking college football, year in, year out. Some professional wrestling coming along. Got the Royal Rumble coming on, so all of that. So definitely
Yeah.
follow me on there, guys. So yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, we will be back. Um, we'll see what news takes shape, whether sometime next week or of course or in the following weeks. We'll definitely let you guys know. Just keep it locked here on the channel, and yeah, we'll definitely update you if we're gonna do another recording soon on any topics that pique our interest. I know we got combine be here before you know it. We'll probably most definitely we'll talk about that. Um, we'll go from there. We're getting ready for draft season, so can't
Yes,
wait
sir.
for that, guys. But yeah, just keep it locked to here on the channel. Definitely follow us on social media. We greatly appreciate all you guys' support. But until next time, I'm Kory Willis. He's Chris Bolton. You are listening to the Breakdown Sportscast. We'll chat with y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.